Hello folks, and welcome back to another video. So today guys, we're going to be reacting to the BAFTA nominations. They have just arrived. They arrived this morning. I'm getting to this a little bit late, but I've avoided seeing these. I haven't seen these, so this is going to be a genuine first impressions of these nominations. I'm very excited, guys. This will be pretty important when it comes to you know, what we might see from the Oscars. Again, just like the Critics' Choice, just like the Golden Globes and the SAGs, this is just further information that we can go off of when we make our Oscar predictions. So I'm excited. So without any further ado, guys, let's get into it. All right, here we go. First category here is Best Film. Looks like we have 5 nominees. The Father, The Mauritanian, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Trial of the Chicago 7. All right, so I don't see Mank. That's one big piece of information here. Don't see Mank. The Father's, I'm not surprised that they nominated The Father again, a British film. You know, the BAFTAs do, you know, like to lean a little bit more towards the British films. But not having The Father here, or excuse me, not having Mank here, that's a big deal because we can expect to see Mank at the Oscars, but again, not seeing it here, I don't think it'll make too big of a difference when it comes to predicting Oscar nominations. I think we can expect to see Mank at the Oscars, but pretty big deal that it's not here. Again, we're only dealing with 5 nominees, though. In the Oscars, we can expect about 8 or 9 Best Picture nominees. So The Father, not surprising. Mauritanian, another British film, not surprising that that's there. Nomadland, we expect to see that. I would imagine Nomadland's going to win, even though it's competing against some British films. I can't see the BAFTAs, you know, veering too far away from, you know, what we've seen, you know, the precedent that's been set. Promising Young Woman, technically a British film, not surprised at all to see that here in the Trial of the Chicago 7. All right, so what's notable here? We don't see Mank. That's a pretty big deal. No Judas and the Black Messiah. No One Night in Miami. No Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Other than that, I can't really think of. Minari isn't here. Minari's not here. I don't know how surprising that is. Again, I'm not extremely familiar with BAFTA nominations. I don't know like where they tend to lean. I know that one thing that they've done a little bit differently this year to increase diversity amongst their nominees is they have a jury decide ultimately who gets nominated. And it's not a jury of a lot of people. I think it's 10 to 12. So if this 10 to 12 people, if they weren't fans of Mank, then Mank's not going to be nominated. So, yeah, so we don't see Mank here. No Da 5 Bloods, no Minari. All right. It's a little surprising, but let's move on here. Outstanding British Film. Okay, so this category I'm not going to spend too much time on because I'm not familiar with most of these. Calm with the Horses, never heard of it. The Dig, I have heard of that. That's on Netflix. The Father, not surprising at all that that's here. That's probably going to win. His House, Limbo, not familiar with those ones. Mauritanian, of course we know that one. Jodie Foster. Mowgli, not familiar with that. Promising Young Woman, of course, rocks. Saint Maud is that horror film that's getting quite a bit of buzz. I'm glad that that was nominated. It's an indie film, so bit of an underdog. Probably not going to win. I see that either The Father or Promising Young Woman probably taking this category. But again, not extremely familiar with most of these British films, so I can't really speak too much to these nominees. All right, director. Let's get into director here. Ooh, Thomas Vinterberg for Another Round. Now, I know that Another Round was getting some buzz in terms of the BAFTAs. Of course, we haven't seen Another Round, which, by the way, was my favorite film of 2020. I have mentioned that before, but it's worth repeating. We haven't seen Another Round being very represented, you know, thus far in the awards shows that we've been given. I'm glad to see Thomas Vinterberg nominated. Another Round is such an incredible film. If you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend that you go see it. It's so good. So Thomas Vinterberg, Shannon Murphy for Baby Teeth. I believe Baby Teeth is a British film, so I'm not too surprised to see a British director here included. Lee Isaac Chung. So that's interesting. So Lee Isaac Chung for Minari gets nominated. However, Minari doesn't sneak into Best Film. So that's something to note. Chloe Zhao, Nomadland, not surprising. I expect she'll win this. Jamila Zbanic, not sure how to pronounce that, but looks to be an international feature, not familiar with it. And then Sarah Gavron for Rocks being a British film. Okay, so what do we not see here? Emerald Fennell, oh goodness gracious, Emerald Fennell's not in here. Emerald Fennell was not nominated. That is very surprising that Emerald Fennell isn't nominated, especially, I don't know if Emerald Fennell's British. I haven't seen her, I haven't watched any interviews that she's done, so I don't know if Emerald, not that it makes a huge difference, but I know that Promising Young Woman is technically a British film. I don't know if Emerald Fennell is a British director. But it is a bit surprising to see her not in this slot, especially since Promising Young Woman was nominated for Best Film, was nominated for Outstanding British Film, but we don't see Emerald Fennell's name included in these amongst these directors. No Spike Lee, no Regina King. That's a little bit surprising. No Dave. Oh shoot, no David Fincher. That's quite surprising. Wow, that is shocking. So some of these directors who I haven't even heard of, Sarah Gavron, Jamila Zbanic, never heard of these. I think most people were expecting to see David Fincher's name in replacing those. Emerald Fennell, the fact that she's not nominated here, wow, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Thomas Vinterberg, I'm very happy with that nomination. I'm not sure if Shannon Murphy is much of a shock. I don't know. I have heard of the film Baby Teeth. So yeah, wow, this is quite shocking. I still expect Chloe Zhao to probably win here, despite some surprising nominations, some directors I'm not familiar with. I still expect her to win, I guess. I don't know. But big takeaways here. Emerald Fennell's not nominated. That's pretty shocking. And we don't see David Fincher or Regina King. So some surprises there for sure. Original screenplay. All right, so Mank did get nominated for a screenplay. Another round. Wow. They love another round. That's great. I really like to see that. Another round, Mank, Promising Young Woman, Rocks, Trial of the Chicago 7. So Promising Young Woman won Best Original Screenplay at the Critics' Choice. So I guess we could say it's a front runner. I'm not sure if we're comfortable calling it a front runner. Mank, Jack Fincher, I don't know. They don't seem to really like Mank that much because it didn't get nominated for Best Film or for anything else at this point. Fincher didn't get nominated for director, so I don't know. But again, I don't know if I don't think the jury is deciding the winners. I know that they're deciding these nominees. I don't know if they're deciding the winners. I think that one goes to the BAFTA, the whole BAFTA organization. I think they're deciding the winners. So I don't think we can put too much into that. Maybe they love Mank's screenplay. I don't know, but I would say front runners here. Trial of Chicago 7. Of course, Aaron Sorkin won the Golden Globe. So, I mean, this is a tough one. This is competitive. The BAFTAs are going to be very, very interesting. So I would say front runner, probably Promising Young Woman, since, and I'm only basing that because British versus non-British, we're dealing with Promising Young Woman versus Trial of the Chicago 7. I would consider Promising Young Woman to probably be a front runner. Trial of the Chicago 7 maybe an upset. I'm really happy another round got nominated, but I can't really see it winning here. And maybe a Mank upset. I don't know for sure. All right, adapted screenplay. All right, so we see Chloe Zhao here. It's interesting they didn't include the names for original screenplay, but they included them for adapted. Maura Buffini for The Dig, British film. Christopher Hampton and Florian Zeller for The Father, British film. Rory Haynes, Sorhab, Nasher Vani, and M.B. Traven for The Mauritanian, another British film. Chloe Zhao, Nomadland. Ramin Barini, I hope I pronounced that right, for The White Tiger. I was hearing some things about The White Tiger in that screenplay. All right, so Chloe Zhao, she won, of course, Best Adapted Screenplay at the Critics' Choice. So I guess we can consider her a frontrunner, but again, you're dealing with very different voting body, I don't know, just from I guess you could say a cultural standpoint. I don't know, Of course, we're seeing British films being more represented here, so maybe they would lean towards that more. But I don't know. I guess you would still consider Chloe Zhao to be a front runner here. But we are seeing, you know, names such as Christopher Hampton and Florian Zeller. Again, The Father, a critically revered British film. Haven't seen it, but I've heard it's great. I don't know how amazing the screenplay is, of course. I'm still going to consider Chloe Zhao here to be a front runner. Nothing for One Night in Miami. I think One Night in Miami is adapted, right? I think it is. But yeah, other than that, moving on. All right, lead actress. All right, Bucky Buckray for The Rocks. Rada Blank for the 40-year-old version. Wow, okay, so throwing the 40-year-old version into the mix here. Frances McDormand, Nomadland. All right, Vanessa Kirby, Pieces of a Woman. Holy snarkies. No Carey Mulligan. That is... Wow. 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 I'm surprised. I'm surprised that we don't have Carey Mulligan here. Wunmi Mosaku for His House, and Alfre Woodard for Clemency. All right, so Rada Blank, I think that's quite a surprise here. I think I heard Bucky Buckray's name being mentioned here for Rocks. Wunmi Mosaku for His House. I don't remember hearing that name. I watched the Oscar experts their predictions video. I don't remember them mentioning that name. Alfre Woodard, I think that was in their predictions list somewhere, but no Carey Mulligan. Wow, that is shocking. That's really shocking actually, because again, she's a front runner, I think. She won the Critics' Choice. Obviously, she didn't win the Golden Globes, but again, I don't put too much into the Golden Globes. Just because they like to do weird things. They gave it to Andra Day, and we don't see Andra Day in here. We don't see Carey Mulligan in here. I don't know. So who would win this then? I guess Frances McDormand, because, I mean, if Carey Mulligan's not going to get it, I would assume Frances McDormand would then be the front runner if Mulligan isn't nominated. But that is crazy that Carey Mulligan is not nominated here. That is crazy. Because not only is she a front runner, but she's also in a British film. She's a British actress. She's a freaking British actress. That's crazy. Wow. All right. So that's definitely been the most shocking thing thus far. Ooh, yes. First thing I see here when I scroll down to leading actor is Mads Mikkelsen's name. Love seeing Love for another round. I absolutely love it. All right, Riz Ahmed. Not surprising. Chadwick Boseman, not surprising. Adarsh Gourav for The White Tiger. I don't know if that's surprising or not. I don't know. Anthony Hopkins, not surprising. Mads Mikkelsen, freaking awesome. Tahar Rahim, not very surprising because, again, Mauritanian British film. I've heard he's absolutely great. Haven't seen the Mauritanian yet, but I've heard Tahar Rahim is really solid in that film. All right, so I'm happy with most of these nominations. I mean, again, just some I'm not familiar with, like The White Tiger, for example. That's really the only one I'm not familiar with here. But I guess I would still consider Chadwick Boseman to be a frontrunner. I mean, I'm predicting him to sweep these awards. So it's really difficult to bet against him. But again, you're dealing with a movie like The Father, which is a British film, so I could maybe see a world in which Anthony Hopkins takes this. I feel like if Anthony Hopkins has a chance anywhere, I would assume it's at the BAFTAs. I would assume it's at the BAFTAs if he has a chance to win anywhere. So I could see definitely Anthony Hopkins potentially upsetting, but I'm still not willing to say Chadwick Boseman's not a front runner, just because he's been dominating. He dominated even before the major award shows. So I think he's definitely still a front runner here, but Anthony Hopkins definitely has the best chance to upset here at the BAFTAs. Mads Mikkelsen's, again, love seeing it. Is there anybody here that's surprising that's not included? Gary Oldman. Wow! Wow! It's so funny because it takes a while to process the fact that there are some major names not included here. Gary Oldman, Stephen Yeun is not in here. Wow. Okay. I know that Stephen Yeun, I know that Tahar Rahim he was kind of the slot, or the actor, Steven Yeun, who Tahar Rahim would have replaced. I think the big surprise here is the White Tiger actor. I don't remember the Oscar experts putting him in their top 6. So the fact that Adarsh Gaurav was nominated over Gary effing Oldman, I think that is pretty shocking. Wow. Okay, so no Carey Mulligan, no Gary Oldman. Obviously, Mank's not a British film, so it's maybe not quite as surprising as Carey Mulligan not getting in. But wow, this is just so freaking crazy. It's still surprising that Gary Oldman, because he's like I guess you could say he's like the perfect example of a safe prediction. Like, we expect Gary Oldman to be nominated here. The BAFTAs are kind of going off the rails a little bit. No Emerald Fennell for director, no Carey Mulligan for actress, no Gary Oldman for actor. Wow. Crazy. And no Steven Yeun, but that's not too surprising. All right, I'm going to try and go a little quicker here. Supporting actress. Oh, this is a huge one. Whoa! Okay, so again, seeing names that I'm not familiar. Whoa! Dominique Fishback, Judas and the Black Messiah. Holy shoot. Okay. Wow. That's surprising. Okay, so I don't see Glenn Close's name. Whoa! No Olivia Colman? What? No Olivia Colman. No, okay, Glenn Close, not... if I did BAFTA nomination predictions, which I didn't do, I would have predicted Glenn Close, but not surprising to see her not included. What is effing shocking is not seeing Olivia freaking Colman nominated. Like, what? Oh, Dominique Fishback, Judas and the Black Messiah, Maria Baklova, not surprising, Yajung Yoon, not surprising, Ashley I don't recognize these names. Kosar Ali for Rocks. Algar for Calm with the Horses. I've never heard of that movie. I'm assuming it's a British film. No Olivia Colman. That is so... so that's the biggest shock here, I think, is no Olivia Colman. No Jodie Foster. Okay, that's a little surprising. No Jodie Foster. Mauritanian. British film. No Jodie Foster. Wow. Wow. Any other shocks here that I can't... No Ellen Burstyn. I'm trying to dig deep into my mind, and I'm trying to come up with shocks here. I can't think of any more. Wow. No Olivia Colman. That is surprising. No Glenn Close. Yajung Yoon, I could see her winning this one. Maria Baklova could see her winning this. Those two have the best chance. Dominique Fishback. Wow. Wow. All right, moving on to supporting actor. Daniel Kaluuya. He will probably win. Barry Cogan, Calm with the Horses. Whoa! Alan Kim. What? Oh my God, BAFTAs, you're kidding me. That's cool, I guess, but they are really surprising here. No Sacha Baron Cohen, I don't see his name here. So Leslie Odom Jr., not surprising. Clark Peters, whoa! I think that's kind of surprising. Okay, so this is the first recognition that we've seen Da 5 Bloods get. Clark Peters, Paul Raci, not very surprising. Alan Kim, that is shocking. That is shocking. Wow. All right, Daniel Kaluuya, obviously not surprising, but we don't see Sacha Baron Cohen. I'm trying to think of any other surprising... I can't really think of any. No Chadwick Boseman for Da 5 Bloods, so that's interesting. So Clark Peters gets nominated over Chadwick Boseman. Okay. Wow. Wow, that is just... That's... Wow, okay. Moving on. Alan Kim. That's crazy. All right, outstanding debut by a British writer, producer. I'm not familiar with any of these names, guys. I'm sorry. So I don't know if these are shocks or not. I honestly don't know. Let's move on. Okay, film not in English language. All right, so Thomas Vinterberg. Another round. Okay, so Minari did get nominated here. All right. Okay, not familiar with any of those other ones, so I assume we're going to see Lee Isaac Chung win this for Minari. Is this director? It must be directors then, right? It just says film, not in English language. It doesn't say anything about directors. But, okay, I'm glad to see another round get love. Minari, probably going to win. Wow, all right, moving on. Documentary. Collective, really highly reviewed, like really critically acclaimed film. Not surprised to see that there. Haven't heard of that second one. The Dissident, haven't heard of that. Wow. Okay. Again, I'm not sure if these are shocks, but the only one I've heard in here, the only documentary I've heard of out of all of these is Collective. That's the only one I've heard of. All right, moving on. Animated film. Only 3? That seems weird to me that there's only 3 here, but Onward, Soul, and Wolfwalkers. Okay. Okay. Soul's going to win. Wolfwalkers has a chance. And then Onward. No Crudes, but I don't think that's shocking here. It's interesting that there's only 3. Original score. Okay, I see Soul here. That's going to be the favorite to win. Promising Young Woman. Haven't heard much about that score. News of the World, that's not surprising. James Newton Howard. Minari score, Mank score. Not surprising. We don't see Tenet here, which is interesting, because that's a pretty notable score. Soul's going to win this, I assume. There's definitely some scores that aren't here. That's surprising. All right, moving on. Casting. Shaheen. Okay, so casting. All right, so Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Rocks. This isn't ensemble, is it? I don't see Trial. I don't think this is ensemble. This is just, best casting. So I'm not familiar with... again, Calm with the Horses, not familiar with that. Rocks, I know those are both British films. We see Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman. All right, let's go on here. Cinematography. I do see Joshua James Richards. I assume he's the front runner here. I've heard a lot about News of the World's cinematography, and I think I predicted that as a potential upset when I did my Critics' Choice predictions. So, not surprised to see Darius Wolski here. Mauritanian cinematography, interesting. Eric Messerschmidt Mank and Sean Bobbitt, that's interesting. Judas and the Black Messiah. Again, we haven't seen a ton of love for Judas and the Black Messiah, not a ton of representation for that film in these award shows. So we definitely see the BAFTAs showing a little bit more love towards Judas and the Black Messiah. Dominic Fishback, perfect example, seeing her nominated for supporting. All right, so yeah, I assume Nomadland's the front runner here, but... All right, moving on. Editing. Yorgos Lanthimos, Father. Chloe Zhao. Okay, not surprising. Promising Young Woman editing, interesting. Sound of Metal, of course, and then Trial. Sound of Metal and Trial of the Chicago 7 tied for editing at Critics, at the Critics' Choice Awards, which was a shock to a lot of people. I don't think many people were expecting a tie to be in this category. I think most people thought Trial would just run away with editing, but no, Sound of Metal snuck in there, so not surprising to see it nominated here. Again, I've heard great things about The Father's editing, and I predicted that at the Critics' Choice, obviously. That definitely didn't win, but I could see, I'm assuming Trial's a front-runner here for editing, but I could see, Nomadland potentially win for editing. Maybe Sound of Metal, maybe Father, I don't know. I'm not sure where these films lie here in terms of which ones have a better chance over others. Not completely sure, but Trial, I'm assuming, is a front runner to win this, and then maybe Nomadland, maybe Sound of Metal. I'm not completely sure. All right, production design. I expect to see Mank. Do I see it? Yep. Okay, Mank. The Dig, the Father, and News of the World. Interesting. So we don't see Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. We haven't seen Ma Rainey's anywhere. Oh, that was another one. God, it's funny how this is now processing. No Viola Davis for lead actress. No Viola Davis. Wow. BAFTAs are being weird. Okay. So Mank is the one that I expect to see, but we don't see Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. We don't see like a movie like Emma nominated here. All right, I assume Mank's a front runner here, but not completely sure. All right, costume design. Mank, there's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anne Roth. Mank, Trish Somerville, Emma. Okay, so Emma got the costume design. The Dig, and Ammonite. All right, not this. This isn't too surprising here, but we haven't seen Ma Rainey's being nominated for much until now with costume design, so that's interesting. Costume design here, I assume, probably. Oh, yeah. So I believe at the Critics' Choice, Ma Rainey's won. Ma Rainey's won both, didn't they? Or am I wrong about that? I think Ma Rainey's won both costume design and makeup and hair. So this is kind of difficult. I figured Mank and Ma Rainey's would split, but it'll be interesting to see what the BAFTAs do. Makeup and hair, I see Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, I see Mank, I see Pinocchio, I've heard a little bit about that one. Hillbilly Elegy, okay, glad to see that nominated. I mean, the movie's not great, but the makeup and hair is very well done in The Dig. All right, so, yep, these are pretty expected here. I guess Ma Rainey's is a front runner based off of what we saw from the Critics' Choice, but there's no way to know for sure. Mank, I could see that definitely potentially upsetting. Same thing with Hillbilly Elegy. Those probably have the best chances. Sound. All right. Better see Sound of Metal. Yep, it's there. News of the World, Greyhound, Nomadland. Interesting. We don't have any like Tenet. Tenet hasn't been anywhere so far. So we're not seeing much from Tenet. Okay, yeah. Soul's nominated here. News of the World. All right, I'm not sure if there's really many surprises here. I'm just glad to see that Sound of Metal's nominated, and I assume that is a front runner for Sound. That would definitely be my vote. Special visual effects. All right, okay, Tenet. Yes. All right, so this is our first we've seen of Tenet. Tenet gets nominated. That's good. The One and Only Ivan. I've heard of that. I think it's a British film. Mulan, Midnight Sky, and Greyhound. All right, so nothing like Wonder Woman 1989. Nothing like that. All right, I'm fine with that. Tenet. I hope Tenet wins. That would be my prediction for visual effects. And maybe a Mulan upset. I could see that potentially happening. Midnight Sky, Greyhound. I don't know how good their chances are at winning visual effects, but Midnight Sky being a space film, I could see it maybe having an upper hand there because of that. I don't know for sure. British short animation. I'm not going to be familiar with any of these, so I'm just going to kind of fly over this one. Short film, same thing. I'm just not familiar with these at all. Rising Star. Again, not familiar with any of these. Oh, well, hold on a minute. Kingsley Ben-Adir. I love him. Loved him in One Night in Miami. I'm obviously not going to like say who I think should win this because this really isn't. It relates to movies. So I guess I'm not familiar with any of those other actors other than Kingsley Ben-Adir. So he's the only one I can really speak to here. I think he's absolutely amazing. All right. So those are our BAFTA nominations. It's funny doing stuff like this. It takes time for me to process, like, oh wow, no Viola Davis. Oh wow, no Emerald Fennell. Oh wow, no Carey Mulligan. It takes time for me to process my reactions. But just going back to some of the notable snubs, I guess you could say. Alan Kim. That was a huge shock. He didn't get snubbed. He got nominated, of course. That was pretty shocking to see. Supporting actress, no like Ellen Burstyn, of course Dominique Fishback, no Olivia Colman. That was the big shock here, was not seeing Olivia Colman's name for supporting actress. Lead actor, again, not Gary Oldman, not seeing Gary Oldman for lead actor. That was the big shock in that category, I think. I love seeing Mads Mikkelsen's, as I've already mentioned. And then lead actress, crazy, no Viola. But even more shocking than Viola Davis, I think, is not seeing Carey Mulligan's name in here. That is shocking. That's shocking to me, not seeing Carey Mulligan's name. Yeah, all right. And no Emerald Fennell for director. That was surprising to me as well. But again, last thing I'll say about Emerald Fennell and her director snub. What's so surprising to me is the fact that we see Promising Young Woman nominated for Best Film, we see Promising Young Woman nominated for Best British Film, but we don't see Emerald Fennell nominated for Best Director, and we don't see effing Carey Mulligan nominated for Best Actress. So they clearly liked Promising Young Woman, but just not the direction or the performance, I guess. I don't know. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my BAFTA nominations here, or excuse me, my BAFTA nomination reaction. I think I'm gonna do another video, a separate video for the DGA nominations, which kind of like the PGAs will give us a little bit more insight into what we might see nominated for Best Picture. Or, well, actually, it'll probably be that and what we'll see nominated for the original screenplay and the adapted screenplay categories. So look for that very, very soon. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.